Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Guys, we're up over 1K on the day. It was a solid day in the markets. 1,031.92 to be exact. Of course, gross, right? Because a little bit of this will be taken out for the fees. But it was a pretty solid day in the markets. We traded a couple of stocks and we came in and we got out quick and clean, right? We did our job. Now, ACOR, this one was in power hour, a small couple of trades over in this area here. As this thing started to take off, we had lows of 105, which it was holding very well. This thing did run into the 200 EMA, so for me personally, I was waiting patiently for an opportunity to present itself, real volume, and it did happen, right? Volume got in there, this thing just started ripping. I started taking trades in this area and didn't really see much, to be honest, for the size I was taking. But 99 bucks, pretty decent. So we got green and we got out. That was ACOR. GETY, we're down 77 bucks in this one. This was halted up. Nice move, high of 96, pulled back, and eventually curled back up, right? Low of the pullback seemed to have been around 592. It holds that level fairly well, and over here is where I attempted trades. But, tried to buy a dip as it was pulling back over here on this red candle. But as you guys will see, it didn't really bounce and curl back up, right? Even the dip itself was kind of steep. 696 was that key level, the previous high of day. We had a high of 755. Now, we did pull back to 96 here before bouncing, but I didn't think the pullback to 96 was necessary. From 55, I was thinking, okay, maybe we would hold 720, 715, the lowest, but it just kept dropping, and so I stopped out. It gave back all the gains. Usually we want stocks to break out, and once we dip, can we give back, let's say, the pullback, half the gains? Can we hold at least 50% of the move, right? Rather, it's probably the better way of stating it. Can we hold at least 50% of the move on the pullback, which is this yellow line? And that was the area I was buying this dip, and it didn't hold. It just kept going down. So I stopped out for a loss. And if you did wait all the way for 96, you could have got in and sold higher, at 740. But just such a pullback, man. SONN, the second stock we actually traded in the day. This one was decent. I saw it over here early, and it's curling up, U shape, right? Cup and handle type of pattern. But at the time, I'm only seeing the cup, right? So U shape, some people will refer to it as a bit of a V shape, red to green. I say U shape, but yeah. We're curling back up. We made a new high over 175. We had a high of 185 cents over the high of day level, and it pulled back. And right here, I thought it was done. I'm like, man, it didn't really hold up well, but it held the VWAP. It held the VWAP, lows of 157, 158 for a really long time, and then it gave this move. And so, just on the bigger picture, of course, you look at it. It's a beautiful cup and handle formation. I didn't take it serious, and that was my downfall ultimately, because look at this area here. It breaks over 188, it pulls back. I think this is where I could have started, if I was paying attention to it. I was pretty chatty around this point in time in the day, not really focusing, but this would have been, I think, the number one area to start my aggression, right? Because to start the attack, to start trading this thing seriously. We hit a high of 190, right? 189. Where do we dip? 179. What is 179? Previous high of date 180. Once this gives a bottoming wick here, I would have been dialed in. But I wasn't, I saw it all the way up at 90 when it made the new high over here. And I believe this is where my trade started to come in. I can put on the show trades futures. Hold on. Where is it? Show trades. Well, I didn't even trade it up until I thought I traded it here. I didn't even trade it up. So you already see the problem, right? So the longer you're watching a stock, right, it's better if you're seeing it from early, because that way you can get a good groove on it. You can understand the personality of the stock, how it's moving, the level two, the time in sales, the price action, and everything in general. It likes to do this. It has these type of tendencies. And so, coming in this late, I felt like the train has already left the station, and I said, hey, break of two. Usually at the whole dollar, we'll see an influx of volume, and you guys can kind of see that, we did get a bit of volume here over time though, but I wanted to see a volume spike on this candle. I'm in at 99. It hits a high of 201, or 202 rather. I sold for 3 cents. I'm like, man, this thing is not doing anything. And the moment I said that, a couple seconds later, it dips down. It rips. It absolutely rips. It hits 209. It drops to 203. This was my last chance. In this candle, all of that action happened. It rips to 09. It drops to 03, and I didn't touch it. This was off guard. I didn't expect this to happen like how it did. Then from 03, it rips to 10, 12, 19, or 18 rather. And I said, oh, son of a gun, you've missed it. You've missed it. What are you gonna do? You've missed it. Tried buying trades here on this pullback and got stopped out because the pullback just continues to go lower. How frustrating, man. I bought this pullback. You can see 7,500 shares. I bought it 16, I bought it 13, I bought it 14, and we had a low of 12. So I was in at 13 for a good entry. But ultimately I stopped out because I felt like, man, it's not stopping. It's maybe going to go down and fail. And then this candle here happens to 34, then 45. Ah, man. So I was right here. I think here I was green 89. After this I was flat again, and I think I made some money on the scalps. Like as this candle went a little higher, I think I bought a few high of day scalps, made money. So I was up like 250 and battling, and couldn't get over that level. And right here I gave it back, took 5,000 shares on this dip here. So we had a high of 53, 54. I took 5,000 shares at 30 as this thing pulled back right here, and it went lower and I lost money. So that wasn't good. In 5,000 shares in at, well no, I bought at 42 actually. So this candle here dropped to 40 from a high of 54, paused and looked like it was about to bounce. So I bought the bounce. It turns out to be a false bounce, and I'm selling, for a 12-cent loss, 5,000 shares, $600 loss. Brutal. It reminds you of the risk and why it's always so tricky. And I came back. So I was up to... No, I was up 170 because I gave back some profit somewhere. But I was up 170 before this trade here. So right here, I was up 170. After this trade, I'm down 460. Power hour comes, or I guess 1 p.m. really comes along, and I'm able to make back something in this range. And here we are. So I made back like $300 off the bottom, so that's good. We're down 137. But these type of stocks, it just comes down to timing. I think I just was a little too chatty, got too distracted after the other stock, didn't give the stock a chance. I didn't give it a chance to prove itself. I was just like, no, this is weak, looking away, don't care, I'm out of here for the rest of the day. I didn't give it a chance. It was my own fault. So personal bias. Okay, on to the stock of the day. So EFSH. Let's take a sip of water. More than a sip. I've been drinking a ton of water recently, but anyhow, not to get distracted. EFSH. At our highs, we were up 1,693 to be exact, 94. So we were up about 1,700, let's say 1,700. So we gave 600 off the top on this stock as well. So I made money and lost a lot of money, which, unlike the other days, we kind of retained a little bit more of the gains. So this hasn't been good today, but it happens. Today is still better than some of our slower days last week. So I'm hoping this momentum continues, right? So EFSH starts off. I'm very passive in this first candle and area here because, one, I was a little late. My mind, I feel like, wasn't quite as settled and at ease as it should have been. Two, my DAS Trader level 2, which is this thing over here, this instrument right here, in the morning, in the first, minute of the open, or sometimes 2 minutes, the bid price is above the ask price and the ask price is below the bid price. Like the level 2 is out of whack. It's not updating properly. And so I'm missing key data. Can't really get a good grip of what's going on early to make good decisions. So, I kind of was a little late to the party. Luckily, this thing was strong enough to give me opportunities. We tried buying some of the pullbacks and some of the scalps. Right here, didn't quite see it. You can see we had a high of 40. We had some entries around 26. Let's see. 28 and 24. And then we also had entries around 24 on this candle. So we didn't quite get to see anything here, right? Despite the big move. Fast forward. I'm back in at 21. I'm out at 29. It's my first good trade of the day. Great read as well. Let's see. I'm in at 38 for a scalp. Out for a loss. In at 29. Holy moly. Hold up. Where's the sell for this trade? 940? Why is that order looking like that? 940. What's that? Okay, so it looks like I was in maybe for a longer hold. In at 17 out of 20. In at 3. Look at this one. Beautiful trade here. In at 3 out of 15. In at 9 out of 16. 16, and then 13. So we caught some nice trades as this thing pulled back in this range. And as it started going up right here, we got back into some scalps. In at 21 as it bounced out at 29. So we really, caught some good trades. And we scalped it away in this range. Scalped it away. In at 16. Well, it looks like there's a bunch of orders here. This is between 50 and 54. So that'll go, let's see, this range. In at 20 out of 29. In at 22 out of 26. In at 14 out of 17. 3-cent gain there. 1-cent gain here. And you can see there's a gap. So whenever this happens, my last entry was 25 and 26 for exit. Whenever this happens, let's see the time difference. A couple seconds later, it's at 340. It means I missed the trade in here. The stock moved up so fast that I didn't even get a chance to scalp it. So that happens to me too. We all miss these trades, and then it rips the 70 and flushes down so hard, man. Absolutely ridiculous. I think we took losses here actually. Let's see that timestamp. 55. Actually, hold on. Was it 55? It might have been 55. I think these orders were higher up though, yeah. So let's see. One, we're in 5,000. Okay, so this is when it starts to break out. So I kind of missed trades, right? I missed trades. Oh, man. I missed trades. But anyhow, I'm in 5,000 shares at 52 and 55. I'm out at 61, 60, and 59. Decent trade, but high risk though. I'm back in. I tried to buy here at 60. I tried to buy this order at 60, but I was slightly slow. I kind of hesitated. boom, 8 cent higher fill, 8 cents of profits I should have had gone. And look at the stop. It would have been so much better if I could have been in at 60 out at 55, or in at 60 out at 60, in at 60, best case scenario, in at 60 out at 67 for a gain. But this was a was a good sized loss that I'm in. This is where it's flushing on this red candle, so I'm in at 35 out of 26. This is on this red candle as it happens. I should have just stayed away. Being maybe a little too aggressive. Yeah, and SONN, this is where we had a few of those trades. But yeah, guys, that was pretty much the day. From 1700 on our highs, SONN we were green 250. We would have had a 2K day if we could have maybe just done a little bit better on our losses towards the end of this one. And I mean, SONN, to be honest, it was a stock to be up an incredible amount if I was dialed in and focused. So it is what it is. You just can't catch it all. We had some guys in the chat room that did really well on this thing. Shout out to Red to Green, killed it. Rolex as well killed it on this one. Those guys held it down for us. At least that's a good thing. If we're not doing well, hopefully some other traders in the community here are holding it down and doing well. Because it always reminds us, right? If they're doing well, it means that we can do well too. It means the strategy is working. It means there's momentum. It means there's follow through. And ultimately, at the end of the day, regardless of how we did in our individual performance, you still got to look at that silver lining in terms of the greater good. And as long as the greater good is in our favor for momentum, that's all that matters. Because we can improve for the next day, come again, give it another go. Guys, if you did enjoy, hit that thumbs up button. Quick overview of what I did on the day, breaking it down in a much smaller video. I don't want to go into too much detail or else we'll go for an hour. The live stream is the best way to kind of get that real-time feel. So be sure to check out the live stream if you want to see how it all went down. If you're a new viewer, guys, I go live every weekday morning around 8:50 a.m., 9 a.m., all for free on YouTube every day. Subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. And take it easy, guys. Stay safe, stay green as a Relentless trader. Check out those links down below. I am, of course, signing out.